Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 52-1 to make a statement on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the deepening personnel and physical crisis within the county government of Kakamega. This crisis, if left unchecked, threatens not only the welfare and morale of county workers, but also the overall stability of service delivery and public trust in the county's governance systems. Mr. Speaker, it has come to my attention that throughout the entire calendar of the year 2024, the county government of Kakamega deducted statutory pension contributions from its employees, but failed to remit the said deductions to the county pensions fund. This non-remittance has led thousands of county employees left in an extremely precarious financial situation, risking their long-term savings and retirement security. In addition to the pensions, the county government also failed to remit other critical statutory deductions, including, Mr. Speaker, those related to bank loan repayments, cooperative society contributions, and medical cover premiums. These omissions have led to penalties being imposed on our workers in Kakamega, some being blacklisted by credit reference bureaus, others being suspended of essential services, such as health insurance, and others faced with legal threats from financial institutions. County personnel are now facing immense personal and financial stress while continuing to serve under very difficult circumstances. Mr. Speaker, the dossier presented in my office indicates that despite routine deductions being reflected in employees' payslips, no transfers were made to the relevant third-party institutions. These include banks, insurance providers, cooperative societies, and pension schemes. It is deeply regrettable and alarming that even salary increments approved for the year 2023-24 financial year were not honored, and that certain cadres, such as early childhood development education teachers, health workers, and enforcement officers, were most affected. This trend points to systemic financial mismanagement by the governor and lack of accountability in the county's payroll systems. Honorable Speaker, sir, the consequences of these failures are dire. Staff morale has plummeted with widespread reports of delayed promotions, arbitrary changes in job designations, and lack of adherence to law that concern labor governing public service. Many health workers have reportedly relocated due to non-payment or underpayment, compromising service delivery in critical sectors like public health and sanitation. Moreover, the county's inability to meet its obligations and objectives to the Kenya Revenue Authority and the Local Authorities Provident Fund, LAP Fund, exposes it to legal penalties and disqualifies it from accessing critical financial incentives. Of even greater concern, Mr. Speaker, is that these breaches are occurring despite the County Assembly of Kakamega having passed all the necessary budgetary allocations to facilitate payments. The question that must now be answered is, where did the money go? The absence of the transparency in the handling of county finances has triggered justified fears of misappropriation, if not outright embezzlement of public funds. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm aware that a formal memorandum has since been submitted to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission detailing these malpractices. The memorandum includes documentary evidence outlining how these irregularities have persisted despite protests and formal notifications. The impunity with which public funds and workers' contributions have been handled in Kakamega cannot and should not be allowed to continue. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is on this basis that I call upon this House to stand with the people and workers of Kakamega County, and I urge relevant investigative bodies, particularly the EACC, to move with speed to establish the circumstances surrounding these violations, identify those responsible, and recommend immediate remedial actions. Furthermore, I call upon the Senate Committee on Finance and Budget to institute a targeted audit of the county's payroll and statutory remittances for the financial year 2023 and 2024. The finding must guide urgent reforms to protect the welfare of county staff and uphold physical discipline. Let this, Mr. Speaker, be a reminder to all county governments across the Republic that public trust is not a privilege to be abused. It is a responsibility to be safeguarded at all times, and the lives and livelihoods of public servants are not a collateral damage for political mismanagement or financial misconduct. Mr. Speaker, I thank you and hereby table the detailed memorandum that I received on the 18th of March, 2025, that contains damaging allegations that, Mr. Speaker, speak to actual individuals and actual breaches, going as high, Mr. Speaker, as corruption of the ESCC by the county government of Kakamega and high levels in the judiciary involving judges. I table.
Senator Maruma. Your statement is under 53-1. Yes. You may proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to request for a statement on the deaths of arrested persons and inmates under state custody across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of national concern regarding the deaths of arrested persons and inmates under state custody across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, my attention has been drawn to a particularly disturbing incident involving the unexplained death of Mr. Sylvester Mwangoji, popularly known as Mwangoji Wameeliza, while in custody at Weruga Police Post in Wundanyi Sub-County, Taita Taveta County, between the 11th and 12th of April 2025, following his arrest by the police. This case is not isolated and points to a worrying trend that raises critical questions about safety, treatment, and the rights of arrested persons under the custody of the state. It is deeply troubling that such deaths occur without prompt accountability, thorough investigations, or adequate reporting mechanisms. In the statement, the committee should address the following. One, whether the National Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service maintain an updated and publicly accessible register of all arrested persons and inmates who have died while in custody, and if so, provide a comprehensive list of these deaths from 2022 to date, including names, dates, places of deaths, causes of death, and the status of investigations or inquests conducted. Two, the deaths of inmates directly linked to actions or negligence by police officers, prison wardens, or other law enforcement personnel, and the disciplinary, administrative, or legal actions taken against officers found culpable. Three, the adequacy of the legal and institutional mechanisms that currently exist to safeguard the rights and welfare of arrested and detained persons in detention facilities. The independent bodies mandated to investigate these deaths and whether the findings of such investigations are made public. And lastly, the mechanism in place for the handling of bodies of persons who die while in police custody, including whether an autopsy is conducted in the presence of families of the deceased persons, and the modalities of releasing bodies for burial. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, before I allow comments on these statements, I will allow the following to table their papers. The chairperson standing committee on devolution and intergovernmental relations. That will be followed by the chair standing committee on finance and budget, and then chair committee on land, environment, and natural resources.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 17th April 2025. Progress report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on the operational and leadership crisis affecting the County Assembly of Anyamira. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, 17th of April 2025. Report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the fourth basis for allocation of the share of national revenue among counties. I beg to lay.